He went to Republican Jewish leaders.
He says a lot of crazy things, Cenk.
So you're going to trust Biden?
You think he's going to arrest and deport pro-peace protesters?
Oh, he's definitely going to. Biden arrested
deport them where? A lot of them are American citizens. Where is he going to deport them, Cenk?
It doesn't matter. He's going to play up to his base, and he's going to say, hey, you know what? Under Biden, they arrested these guys too, which is true. And then he's going to arrest them. Then he's going to say, hey, you know what? That guy's from a Muslim country, and that guy's his grandparents were from a Muslim country. I'm going to deport them there. So what? What are you going to do about it? And everybody's going to get all riled up, and then his base is going to be ecstatic. Oh, we got the Muslims.
We are in a pretty bizarre time right now where a lot of people are being forced to wake up to uncomfortable truths, while there's also people out there who are just trying to live in the comfortable life for as long as they possibly can. On this show right here, we have Ana Kasparian and Cenk Uygur on the Young Turks. We have Ana Kasparian, who is starting to accept the uncomfortable truth that she has been told and fed lies and been brainwashed her entire life into thinking the certain beliefs that she does have. And we have Cenk Uygur on the other side, who has massive amounts of TDS and will continue to live the comforting lie for as long as he possibly can. And in this one, they get into it because Ana Kasparian is actually making the case for why Donald Trump possibly should win over whatever Democratic candidate they have because of, I'll let Ana just, describe to you the reasons why she thinks that. But Cenk Uygur is not happy about that. And Ana Kasparian even calls out how insane he sounds in his TDS. We can all see it. I just never thought somebody in the Young Turks, especially on the same show as Cenk Uygur with Ana Kasparian, being able to call that out. I never thought I would see it, but it's really cool to see. It gives me a little bit of hope that maybe these lunatics can wake up eventually. Let's get into this clip here of Ana Kasparian calling out Cenk Uygur for his absolutely insane amounts of TDS.
Disagree with, but this is my view of Trump versus whoever the Democratic candidate typically is. Trump actually listens to his supporters. And I'm going to give you a few examples from his first term. He was itching to go to war with Iran. You remember that? He was itching for it. But the America First MAGA crowd, they're kind of isolationists. They don't want more war. And so I remember seeing headlines and I remember seeing commentary from his supporters saying that they didn't want him to go to war with Iran, and he listened. There were other examples as well, but look, you're right that he does what it takes to win. And so if he thinks moderating the message on abortion might help him win, he's gonna do that. But at the end of the day, what's been clear to me is that he seems to have more respect for his constituents, for his base, than Democrats do. Okay, Democrats will look at the policies that Democratic voters want in favor, and they'll basically say, F off, you have to support us because the other guy is evil and dangerous. Whereas Trump actually listens to his voters, and that's the reason why he has an energized base. They're galvanized, they're super excited to vote for him. Even when Biden didn't have all these negative headlines following his disastrous debate performance, do you think Democratic voters were super jazzed to vote for him? Were they ever excited to vote for him?
Yeah, I mean, now I'm hearing people talking about Biden voters. I'm like, which Biden voters? So because for all the blue MAGA that's Biden.
That's actually a good point from Cenk there. And I'll, as well, like Ana Kasparian is correct. Although I think Ana and probably a lot of leftists think that Donald Trump listens to his supporters a bit more than he actually does. As of recording this, Donald Trump announced his VP pick today. And it's just somebody that a lot of the people who Ana Kasparian is talking about with the America Firsters, we didn't really want that guy for multiple different reasons. That's for a different video. But I would have loved for it to be Vivek Ramaswamy. I kind of knew that was too good to be true to ever actually happen. But the JD Vance pick is just not a great one for so many different reasons. And it's frustrating with Donald Trump because he's almost there and he'll do something legendary. Like the guy got shot in the ear. He stood up and he started yelling fight at the crowd. He went to the UFC fight later that night. And it's just a complete power move, right? He's on top of the world. And then he announces his VP pick. And it's like, dude, what are you doing? And then he'll keep like disavowing Project 25 and stuff like that, which I don't even know the ins and outs of Project 25. I think that's like a psyop that they paid TikTokers to try to warn people about in order to make, the Republicans winning in 24 the scariest thing ever. I think that's what that is. But he disavows it like over and over again. And it, from me, like surface level, it doesn't even look that bad. Like there's nothing that crazy in Project 25, in my opinion. So yes, he does listen to his supporters more than Democrats, 100%, because Democrats just don't care about actually doing anything to better the country. They just want to be in power for as long as possible. But I do think Ana Kasparian's overestimating how much Donald Trump really does listen to his supporters. He makes a lot of questionable ass decisions. And I'm just like, what are you doing? Like this VP pick, it's just a head scratcher, you know?
Biden voters, if you just told them the new leader is Kamala Harris or the new leader is Josh Shapiro, they'd be like, well, I'm voting for Josh Shapiro. So Biden doesn't have any voters who care about him. All of his voters just say, I will vote for anything Democratic leadership puts up in front of me. So his personal voters are zero. Anyways, now look, to your point, Anna, there's a couple of things, right? So I understand, yeah, well, I remember the time that he didn't do the bombing, etc. But on the other hand, he would do crazy things all the time, and that's why we were all on edge. And he would lie to you and tell you he was a populist, and then pass a giant tax cut for corporations, the most record-breaking gift to corporate rule that any president's ever done. So let's not forget that he's actually totally full of crap. So, but I separated out to reality and the policies and what's smart politics in terms of what's gonna help him get elected or not, right? So when you look at smart politics, I look at number 5 and number 6 on this list. And we say, stop outsourcing.
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
Turn the United States into a manufacturing superpower. Now, can he really do that? Not really. And the idea of doing the tariffs will lead to more inflation and is a bad idea. But
pause for a second though on the tariffs. Look, we didn't cover the story mostly because we didn't have time, but Biden continued with those tariffs. Not only did he continue, he engaged in even more protectionism when it comes to China. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
No, but Trump is proposing an order of magnitude difference in tariffs. And look, I'm not here to debate tariffs. What I'm saying about this one is that it will appeal to most Americans, right or wrong on policy grounds. A lot of people are gonna go, protect manufacturing, keep jobs at home. They're gonna like that, right? Now, actually, Biden could make a perfectly good case on that if he could speak. Anyways, number 6, large tax cuts for workers and no.
But notice how Ana Kasparian's checking Cenk Uygur there, where it's like he's trashing on Donald Trump for doing something that Joe Biden, who he voted for, is also doing, you know? And most of the time, most people would just let that slip. Most Democrats out there, most lefties would let that go by. Ana Kasparian's like, hold on now. You're criticizing Donald Trump for something that Joe Biden also continued whenever he took presidency. So we can't go without saying that. You know, it's good to see.
Tax on tips.
Sounds pretty good.
That sounds amazing. I don't believe he's gonna do that at all, okay? But it sounds good. So when he's offering things up for the voters and Biden isn't, it's gonna be a slaughter. Okay, now let me tell you the dangerous parts of this platform because it's important that you know the reality. Number 2, carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. I think he's gonna actually try it. He promised it 8 different ways, and when he does, it's going to be a holy mess. Then they'll stop because even Republicans were like, oh, I didn't mean my friend, I meant other randos. Right, I didn't mean the workers at my factory. I meant other randos, right?
Yeah.
But they're going to try it, and it's going to be a giant mess. But I think the last 2 are more important. 18 and 19. That's why they're all the way down at 18 and 19. Deport pro-Hamas radicals and make our college campuses safe and patriotic again. So he doesn't mean Hamas. If it was Hamas, you don't deport them. You arrest them and put them in jail. No, he means anyone who disagrees with Israel is going to get arrested and maybe deported.
Come on.
He's definitely saying it. He said it's super.
That's not what he said at all. And I'm glad Anna's about to check him. He said pro-Hamas supporters. He didn't say Hamas members. If you're not gonna put Hamas supporters in jail, dude, that's like violating freedom of speech. You know, that's like freedom of speech violation 101. He's not saying Hamas members. He said Hamas supporters. You're not gonna throw them in jail because they support Hamas. You're not gonna do that, even though they're bad people. You wouldn't do that. Right? Look, I'm somebody who I don't like all the protecting, you know, that Ben Shapiro's favorite group of people all the time. It is annoying. But Cenk just went too far with that one. Like that was a really, really stupid statement, and Anna's about to check him.
Clearly, he went to Republican Jewish leaders.
He says a lot of crazy things, Cenk.
So you're gonna trust Biden?
You think he's gonna arrest and deport pro-peace protesters?
Oh, he's definitely gonna Biden arrested
Deport them where? A lot of them are American citizens. Where is he gonna deport them, Jake?
It doesn't matter. He's gonna play up to his base and he's gonna say, hey, you know what? Under Biden, they arrested these guys too, which is true. And then he's going to arrest them. Then he's going to say, hey, you know what? That guy's from a Muslim country and that guy's, his grandparents were from a Muslim country. I'm going to deport them there. So what? What are you going to do about it? And everybody's going to get all riled up. And then his base is going to be ecstatic. Oh, we got the Muslims. We got the Hamas guys, etc. No, he's got dictatorial tendencies. This is playing with fire there like this guy. What do you mean deport American citizens? Okay, and by the way, if you're MAGA, why don't you ask, wait, hey, how far do we have to go back? Is it just Muslim countries or can he deport Irish people who supported Irish independence? Oh yeah, your parents were terrorists. I'm gonna deport you even though you're a citizen. I know, he'll do it only on racial lines. 19.
He didn't say he was gonna deport Muslims, dude. He said he's gonna deport pro-Hamas protesters. Like, that's not pro-Palestinian protesters, that's not, that's nobody except for pro-Hamas protesters. That's what Donald Trump said. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you thought about Ana Kasparian actually checking Cenk Uygur for being, somebody with massive amounts of TDS to the point where he just can't even think straight whenever, like he's reading Donald Trump's statements that are very clear to me and to Ana Kasparian, but when Cenk Uygur reads them, it's just clouded with all of this emotion and TDS and hatred, so he can't even read it the way that Donald Trump is saying it. Let me know in the comments what you think about this Ana Kasparian arc where she's going anti-woke and even making the case for why Donald Trump should even should be elected over the Democratic candidate. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking about this whole Ana Kasparian versus Cenk Uygur situation.